position.
Will plead, sir, very sincerely I will plead that members be given time to look at this amendment, which is a constitutional amendment, not just a statutory amendment.
As a result, the House remained divided between members ready to commence debates and those seeking more time.
But I want to advise that whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. And when you want to do it well, they also say, why do you have to leave what you can do today until tomorrow?
We have come to a critical stage, and postponing the starting of this process is losing more days. If we start today, if it is only 10 members that can contribute today, we continue on Tuesday. You know, you have already taken 10 out of 360 contributions, probably. But if we lose today again, we have lost the whole week.
The Deputy Speaker aligned with the later group, and the decision to delay the debate was upheld.
What we don't start now, and we start it next week, I don't think we have lost so much. The most important thing is that the committee has met the target of finishing their work first week of December.
Meanwhile, the House also commemorated the International Day of Persons with Disabilities with a motion sponsored by Oke Joe Onukalusi. From the National Assembly, Anie T. Patrick, reporting for Global TV News. Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike has debunked claims that he is no longer a member of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, insisting that he remains firmly in the party, urging its leadership to resolve internal crisis. The minister stated this while briefing journalists after inspecting the ongoing construction of an interchange bridge connecting Maitama, Gishiri, Jahi, and Gwarimpa in Abuja. Kabir Hassan tells us more.
The political atmosphere has been tense following the defection of 16 Rivers State lawmakers, including the Speaker, following the People's Democratic Party to the ruling All Progressive Congress. Citing divisions with the PDP, the defected lawmakers argued that constitutional provisions allowed them to live under such circumstances. Responding to the development, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike described the situation as unfortunate, but maintained that every politician has the right to make their choices.
Well, it's unfortunate. I have always said that when everybody has the right to make a choice, the party is fully factionalized, and the requirement of the Constitution says that when the faction is factionalized, they are bound to leave the party.
Wike explained that although a large number of lawmakers have left, several others remained loyal to the PDP, and he will continue working with them to strengthen the party. He reiterated that he is still a full member of the People's Democratic Party and called on the party leadership to urgently address the crisis to prevent further losses.
I'm still in PDP, so those who have all remained will continue to work together. And that's what I've said to the party: put your house in order, because at the end of the day, if you don't put your house in order, it's the party that is losing.
The former Rivers State governor emphasizes that the remaining lawmakers must be supported to build a stronger and relevant opposition voice, certain that the internal division only weakens the party's chances in future elections. Kabir Hassan, reporting for Global TV.
Nigeria's drive for economic diversification has received a major boost in Owerri as Vice President Kashim Shettima declared Imo State a strategic hub for rapid growth in technology, gas utilization, agro-industrial processing, and small businesses. He made the remarks at the 2025 Imo State Economic Summit, which has drawn global leaders, investors, and policymakers to explore new development opportunities. Our correspondent Amarachi Ibe has the details.
Owerri is playing host to a convergence of high-level delegates from across Africa, Europe, and other regions. The Vice President Kashim Shettima outlines the federal government's support through institutions like the Bank of Industry and the Development Bank of Nigeria, alongside expanding public-private partnership in housing, transport, and renewable energy.
The federal government stands ready to support Imo State in these investment areas. Our role is to work with you to unlock opportunities.
Governor Hope Uzodinma announced a new special energy zone designed to guarantee uninterrupted power supply, stimulate investment, and generate empowerment across the state.
By the end of this month, we will launch phase 1 of the Light Up Imo project. This has shifted from the realm of promise to the realm of reality. The infrastructure for this is already in place. When those switches eventually flip, greater parts of the state will receive a steady 24-hour power supply.
Delivering the keynote address, Liberian President Joseph Boakai urged Imo State to adopt technology-driven policies to accelerate its development trajectory.
If Imo State is fully unlocked its economic potential, 3 pillars must guide our effort.
Statements including former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson emphasized that accountability, sustainability, and strong partnership remain essential for attracting international capital.
Africa today holds the keys to unlocking so many solutions.
It's going to be overtaking China because I've been looking at the numbers. It's got the most dynamic population.
Chairman Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, pledged private sector collaboration, noting that Imo State holds vast potential for industrial expansion and agricultural value addition.
There can never be growth, there can never be prosperity without power.
With new commitments already emerging, the summit is setting the stage for reforms and investment expected to reposition Imo State as an emerging economic powerhouse, which will translate into long-term prosperity. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
You're watching the live broadcast of Meet the News. When Meet the News returns, Corporate Affairs Commission threatens to blacklist fintechs aiding unregistered POS operators. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. It's good to have you back on Meet the News. In business, the Naira continues its downward slide this week, closing at 1,454 Naira to the dollar as intensified festive season spending pushed up demand for foreign exchange and disrupted the stability previously seen in the market. Official CBN data showed a fluctuating but generally weakening trend throughout the week, with the currency trading between 1,447 Naira and 1,454 Naira at the official window, while parallel market sources in Abuja reported rates as high as 1,472 Naira to the dollar. Analysts say the renewed pressure reflects typical year-end behavior, where importers, relators, and households increase dollar purchases for holiday-related transactions, thereby heightening FX demand. The Corporate Affairs Commission has warned that the fintech companies enabling unregistered POS operators will be blacklisted, signaling a renewed enforcement drive nearly a year after the deadline for compulsory registration elapsed. In a statement, the Commission said it has observed a rise in unregistered POS businesses operating in violation of CAMA, that's CAMA 2020, and CBN agent banking rules, and stressed that all such activities must cease by January 1st, 2026. The Commission added that the security agencies will be mobilized nationwide to enforce compliance, making it clear that no POS operator will be allowed to function without proper registration. Another foreign scene, the leaders of the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda have signed a peace deal aimed at ending the long-running conflict in the region at a summit hosted by U.S. President Donald Trump in Washington. Also, the United Nations has warned that Tanzania has stepped up its crackdown on opponents after contested elections in October that were marred by deadly violence. UN Human Rights Office spokesman Save Magango told a press briefing in Geneva that hundreds were reportedly killed and more than 2,000 detained after demonstrations broke out following the disrupted polls. Uyi Agumofegbe has more.
From Nairobi. Hi, Saif, we can see.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Ahead of protests planned for Independence Day in Tanzania on the 9th of October.
Thank you very much. Let me see if there is any question in the room. I don't see any
serious cases. And also, I was curious, which pattern do you detect?
Reports indicate that hundreds of people were killed and over 2,000 detained by security forces when protests broke out following the 29 October general election. We urge the government to instruct the security forces to plan and implement their operations in a manner that allows Tanzanians to fully exercise their fundamental rights. And on the 3rd of December, police issued a blanket nationwide ban on all Independence Day protests. We call on the government to lift this overbroad, disproportionate step. This continued absence of transparent information risks further eroding public trust and heightening tensions at a critical moment. We call for the immediate and unconditional release of all those arbitrarily detained.
And in sport, defending champions Argentina and Europe title holders Spain were handed favorable group opponents for the 2026 World Cup during a draw ceremony in Washington. President Donald Trump was presented with FIFA's new Peace Prize. Argentina will begin their title defense against Algeria before facing Austria and tournament debutant Jordan in Group J, while Spain opened their campaign against Cape Verde and later meets Uruguay and Saudi Arabia in Group H. France, England, and other top contenders received tougher jobs as the 48th team tournament set to run across the United States, Mexico, and Canada from June 11 to July 19 and will feature 104 matches, including the final at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And that's it on Global TV Meet the News. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Anieti Patrick. Thank you for being a part of the bulletin.